riding on the train. Isabella, we're gonna do this. I was looking crazy. It was a hot mess. My battery's about to die. Why does everyone have such small feet? It's like Simon and Martina lived there, and I was like, ah, Kitchy Joji. Oh, please focus. And then I'm over here like a little awkward bean I am, being all hermity in my room. Oh, I don't know where it stopped. It keeps just being like, oh, busy. I'm just gonna cut you off. Oh. If you could just stay, my friend. Alright, so if you missed the vlog before this, my prior distractions, just go back and watch it because I think the story will make more sense if you go and watch the first one. So yesterday was my orientation at UCAP, and they had given us this whole packet because they're like, you got to take like 2 stations and then a bus to get there, and the bus stop is under construction, so it's not where you would normally go, and it's not very clearly labeled. So I had, prior to coming to Japan, I had printed it all out because I just knew I was gonna get lost and like just be anxious. I just tried to like prepare myself as much as possible. I was like, I got my Wi-Fi, I got my phone, I got my charger in case somehow it dies. I'm gonna wake up super early. We didn't have to be at orientation until 9:30, and they suggested we get on the bus to get there. Take the, I think it was like 8:46 or something bus. And I woke up at like 7. Like I was like, I'm gonna give myself all this time. I had originally planned to go with a girl I had met on the bus because she's in the UC system too. But then due to the whole housing thing of Nishi Waseda, I know you're over here. She's in Nishi Waseda, so we had just planned to go together in the morning. I didn't get her Facebook information or anything. And then we got separated, and the way that the rules work here at the Waseda dorms is even if you're a Waseda student or even an international student, unless you live in that specific dorm, like you're not even allowed to enter it. Even though she's also a student, we go to the same school, not allowed to come in. That night when we were all shopping, I was trying to see if anyone else was part of the UC system so we could go together in the morning. No one was, so I was like, all right, like, Isabella, we're gonna do this. You can do it. I whipped out Google Maps and I like put in the station name. It's like, okay, you're a 14-minute walk. So I'm walking along. It's pretty empty where we're at in Shinjuku because like the closer you get to the station, the busier it gets. But we're a little bit away, and also it was super early in the morning. I'm walking, and all of a sudden the map is like, oh, you've arrived. And I'm looking, and I'm like, I'm just like in the middle of the sidewalk. Like, what do you mean I've arrived? It's just stores. Like, there's no station. I'm like, okay, maybe it's like on the other side of the street. So I cross the street, and then once I've crossed the street, I can see like right around the corner of the building, I can see like, okay, that's where everyone's going down. I see it now. So I go back across the street, go down. I know we were supposed to get, it said like line 2, so we had to go from the first station, get on line 2. I think it's the Yamanote line. Anyway, so I get to the first one, I go down, and it says line 7, and I'm like, okay, where's line 2? And I'm trying to look at the map, and I can't even see like Yamanote anywhere, or even Shinjuku, like nothing, like the colors weren't right. And then I turn, and like down this hallway it says 2-6, and I thought, okay, like I'll just keep going down until I get to 2. All of a sudden 6 takes me back out to the street. Like I'm walking upstairs. Okay, like maybe I just have to walk down the street to then find another entrance down. So I'm walking, and then the stores started looking familiar to me. I realized somehow when I went down 7, it brought me up back at 6, like backwards, even though it seemed like I had gone more forward. And at this point, like Google Maps, like no help. Like it shows like the station, but it looks so long. I'm like, where the heck is line 2? So I'm just like, whatever, like I'm gonna just start walking. And I'm kind of panicking at this point. The UC system has like a group Facebook chat, so I go in there and I'm like, hi, is anyone headed to the station right now? Like I'm super lost, like can we please go together? I'm not getting any responses, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna figure it out myself. This is why I gave myself all this extra time, and I'm looking at these sheets, I'm like walking around, I look crazy. Oh, and I was talking to myself too. I was like, oh, maybe if I go, I'm like mumbling. So I keep walking, and all of a sudden, like boom, like there's the major station. Everyone's like going in and out. I walk in, I get myself a little Passmo card, start trying to look. There entrances to every, like, depending on what line you're getting on and depending on which way you're going, like, the entrances are different. Because I'm used to, like, subway stations where you just go down and then you see all the trains and you just, like, find the right one. No, this one, it's like you have to find the right, like, hallway to then get to the train. And at this point now, finally someone is, like, commenting on my little Facebook post and was like, oh, like, I've already gotten to the station, but here's the bus you need to take, like. And I was like, oh, like, thanks, but, like, I did find the station now, like, are you still here? Like, can I meet you at the station? And he's like, oh, shoot, like, I'm already at Shinjuku Station, like, the next one I'm supposed to get off at. I'm like, no worries, no worries. I find the line by myself, I get on. When they say Tokyo, like, during rush hour, those trains are packed, and they show, like, those extreme videos where it's, like, everybody, they're not kidding. I get on this thing and all these people just push me in. I'm surrounded by boys. Like, every part of my body is touching someone else. I can't even put my leg down because I would, like, be stepping on someone's shoe and I felt bad. So I was, like, flamingoing the whole time, like, trying. And oh, and there's no thing to hold. Like, they were already taken by hand. So I'm just, like, holding these papers, and the train was moving, like, so fast, but, like, I didn't fall over because, like, it was just so many bodies, like, we couldn't, there was nowhere to fall. It just was, like, person. So luckily I only had to take that one, like, 3 stops or something, and then the other trains I rode weren't that crowded. But, like, dear God, it was like, oh, what's happening? I get off, and I know we're supposed to get on, like, the Cho. And, like, that's, I don't know, my brain kind of glazed over at that point because it was just so overwhelming. And I knew, although I knew we were supposed to get on Rapid, and, like, looking back on the sheet, it said, like, Orange Train. I just, like, got off, and immediately I saw, like, Cho, and I was like, oh, like, that must be it. So I just got on. I start going one stop, and it's like, next stop, Yoyogi. And I was like, well, no, because, like, on the sheet, they kind of show you, like, what the stops are, and I saw, like, Yoyogi was, like, the other direction. I was like, no, I'm going the wrong way. So I just knew I had to get off. Like, I didn't know where I was going or how to get back, but I was like, I can't just keep going. Got off at the next station, and I'm trying to, like, go somewhere where I can, like, pull out my phone and just stand and not be in everyone's way, and, like, dear God, the people are coming every which way, and I'm like, sumimasen. And I'm trying to, I was such a dummy, because it had rained the previous day. I had brought, like, my dumb umbrella with me, because I had my camera in my bag, even though I filmed nothing. I had my camera in my bag, and I was like, I don't want it to get wet, but I'll bring this umbrella. So that was just, in addition to all the papers, I was trying to put stuff in my bag. The stupid umbrella wasn't going in. My Passmo card flies out of my bag. I didn't even notice. Luckily, a nice woman was like, oh, like, your card. And I'm trying to, like, bend down and get it, and everyone's walking. So I put it back in my bag, and I just try to go down to try to find, like, those different hallways I was talking about, to try to find, like, the way to get back, because now the train I just got off of still is going that way. And then on the other side of the track is, like, a different line. So I was like, oh dear God. I would go up one to try to see if it would go back towards Shinjuku, and it'd be the wrong one. I'd come back down, and I'd try to go up another one, but it was like the one I had just been up, but I thought it was a new one, and I was like, no, so I had to just keep going. Finally, I don't know how, but I just ended up finding it. I went one stop up again, got off, and then after having now clearly read these papers, realized I'm supposed to be on, like, the Orange Joe. So I get on that, and I'm on that for a while. That one was really calm. I could actually sit. And I'm messaging this boy the whole time. He so kindly just, like, waited for me at that station to at least, like, ride on the bus with me or take me to, like, the bus stop, because I was just like, oof. After all that chaos, I was just dying. But also, like, as much as it was, like, stressing me out, like, I also felt, like, really accomplished. Like, I'm doing it on my own. I get off. He waited at, like, a coffee shop, so I was messaging him, and he, like, finished his coffee, and I was like, okay, I'm in, like, a white t-shirt. I have, like, a pink backpack on. And I'm just kind of standing there, and all of a sudden I just hear, like, oh, like, are you Isabella? It was him, and, like, we went to, like, the bus stop together. Which, okay, the bus stop was the thing they gave us, like, the most, like, instruction on, like, how to figure out how to get there. And it was really like, here's the station exit, here's the bus stop. And in the packet they give us, they make it seem like we gotta really like walk to these back alleys because they take all these pictures and they're like, okay, like you gotta find this sign for number 93. That was literally the easiest part. Like I didn't get pictures of like the subway system. So we get on this bus and we just kind of calmly ride it there we went to the ICU campus. I think it's like International Christian University. And we all get there. There's a bunch of us now from UCAP, and we had our orientation, which went fine. It was super long though. I think we were there 9:30 to 3-ish. We go in and they talk to us mainly about like how to apply for classes, what they expect of us that's different from like just general Waseda standards, and how like they convert our grades, because like so at Waseda like an 80 to a 90 is an A, where like in the American system like that would be a B. So they're like, even if you get an A at Waseda, like that's gonna be a B. Like you have to get an A plus to get an A, blah blah blah. We need you to maintain at least a 3.0 grade average, all this stuff. And I had no idea. So like they have a lot of rules, and they say like, oh, like you could be dismissed from the program. So like if you do drugs, because I mean in general obviously we're not allowed to, but like here, like if you do marijuana, like it's really illegal over in Japan, like super crazy strict. So like that, if you don't meet some of the deadlines, even for just like registering for your classes, like something simple like that, you can be dismissed from the program. Not following like your dorm room rules, I had no idea, but they're like, if you're dismissed from Waseda, like not only are you dismissed from Waseda, you're dismissed from like college back at home, like your UC. And I was like, oh god, like I obviously do not plan on breaking any rules, but I was like, that's super scary. So I'm kind of glad they told us. We kind of went over earthquake drills. They give us like these like cases of things that have happened to students prior in the past, and we're like, please learn from these, don't do these. Like if you're gonna not stay in your dorms, please sign out so that we don't worry about you. They kind of told us some important vocabulary for like dangers and emergencies. And what else did we talk about? We talked about sexual harassment, of course, because that's like, although Japan's super safe, that's like the one thing they're kind of semi-known for, is like the transit harassment, or kind of like if you're maybe followed or something. That was generally about it. They gave us like a packet and stuff. It was just kind of like your general rules that you're gonna get at any orientation. After orientation was over, this girl I met at orientation, me and her went out and we went to do some shopping. And I mainly wanted to get like slippers, hangers. I really need hangers. And we got these cute little, hold on, I'll show you. So we got these cute little chopsticks. They have pandas on them. We got cute little like character like cotton swabs. I didn't even need any, but I got cute little Doraemon band-aids. We got back on the subway at that point, and we went to Shibuya, and we went to Don Quixote and Daiso. We mainly got stuff at Don Quixote, and that was a mega Don Quixote. So I mean, oh, floor after floor after floor, and we just kept going around, especially because she needed contact solution. I got Gudetama toilet paper. They really have anything you could possibly think of there. It's almost overwhelming how much there is, especially because it's all written in katakana, and I'm just like trying to pick shampoo, and like I want to read it all and pick like the best scent, the best kind for me, but after a while like there's just so much, even if it was written in English, like it's overwhelming. So I just kind of was like, oh, I recognize, I think, what did I get, Dove or something. I was like, just grab those, I guess. And then we went to tax-free, so like I didn't research tax-free that much. I just always saw like other people and like all the videos and stuff, and the research I did, like going and getting tax-free, and I knew you need your passport, but I thought it was just because it's like, oh, only foreigners get tax-free. We wait in this line, and like we go up, and I give her my passport, and she wants me to like have my signature and my phone number, and I was like, oh, okay, like all right. And then all of a sudden she's like stapling the receipt, my passport, and like stamping all this stuff, and like you see how they wrap it, so they put it in these bags and they like wrap it, and I think it's because they think you're gonna export it, so they're trying to like wrap it for you so you can put it in your bag. I had no idea, neither did my friend. We both started looking at each other, and like it's starting to like click, like, oh wait, it's tax-free for export, and we're like, oh god, like we're so dumb. But anyway, so we got it tax-free, I guess. Now at this point I have all these bags on my arms, and they're very heavy, and like we're walking around, especially because like, okay, so like Shibuya Station's here, and like the Don Quixote, like you have to pass Shibuya 109 and like the Forever 21. Like it's pretty far in the back. So we're walking around with all these bags on our arms, and then we get to like the subways, and of course it's rush hour again. So it's the same as the morning. It's like bodies, bodies, bodies all like jammed together, and I felt so bad because I have all these bags. I didn't want to take up room, and I know you're supposed to like take off your backpack and stuff and like kind of lower it so it's not hitting everyone. But let me tell you what a struggle, because already I have to get my Passmo card out of my backpack every time to like scan it. So I have to do this thing, so like I like put these 2 bags onto this arm and take off this strap, and then put all the other bags onto this arm and take off that strap, and then I'm holding them all on the subway while we ride, and I'm like also trying to like hold on here, so it's like breaking my wrist. When we would get off, then I had to get to Passmo out again. I would put them all back on so I could walk, and then we get to the next station, I gotta take them all off again. We finally get to like the last station, and now we just gotta walk like the 15 minutes to the dorm. Except she lives in a different dorm than me, and I was the only one with pocket Wi-Fi. So we're walking around. I have it in the GPS again. I hate GPS, never using it. It's terrible. So it has us walking like, so like her dorm is like here, mine is here, but it was having us like walk like way this way. All of a sudden now it wants us to make a U-turn and go like all the way 10 minutes back, and I'm like, what the heck is happening? Like, she had taken like a snapshot of like the little map the dorm gives us of like kind of where the main things are, like main Waseda campus and then the 3 houses. And so she's like, okay, if we can just find our way back to like Nishi Waseda Station and like a Lawson's, like I can figure it out from there. We get to this Lawson's, I say goodbye, she goes up to her dorm, and then I walk back to mine, and I get in, and I just kind of throw my stuff, all the bags down like on the floor, and just like sat in my bed for a minute. I was like, I'll just rest. 3 hours goes by. I wake up from this nap. I start watching K-drama, which was a poor choice. Well, both a great choice and a poor choice. It was so good. I'm obsessed right now. I've just been whipping through the episodes. So I watched 1, and now it's like 12 o'clock. And I know again I have to wake up. I wanted to like wake up at 6 again. I was like, oh, do I dare start another? The answer is yes. And I'm watching it to the point that my phone just died, and I'm like, okay, that's a sign. I need to go to bed. So I'll save the next morning's video. And the next day, today's story for another vlog.